Alright, so I'm going to look for two numbers here when it says factor completely. They're going to multiply to give me C, or AC actually. So I'm looking for two numbers that multiply to give me AC, but add to give me B. And remember, A is the number in front of the quadratic term, B is in front of the linear term, and C is our constant term. And don't forget that this 9 is actually a negative 9 because standard form is ax squared plus bx plus c. So I'm going to try and find two numbers that multiply together to give me 14 but add to give me negative 9. And those numbers are negative 7, negative 2. So r squared minus 9r plus 14 factors to r minus 7, r minus 2. And I can always check to see if that's the correct answer by multiplying that back out. And if I do that, it should give me r squared minus 2r minus 7r plus 14, which is r squared minus 14r, not 14, minus 9r plus 14, which is what I started with and is my correct answer. Now that was a really simple problem, and we can use this as actually a shortcut for when a is 1. So we can't always do that. So going over here to 2, you'll notice that this one does not have a r value or a value that is 1. However, anytime we can make it 1, we want to do that. So I'm going to check to make sure I don't have a GFC, or greatest common factor, or GCF. So I'm going to try and factor out this 3, and that's going to leave me with p squared minus 13p plus 126 divided by 3 is 42. So now I'm going to try and find two numbers that multiply together to give me 42, but add to give me negative 13, which is negative 6 and negative 7. These numbers won't always be negative. It just happens to be the case that C or AC has been positive and B has been negative the last two times. But anytime that happens, you will end up with two negative numbers. So we get, now this 3 is still there, but we get p squared, p minus 6, p minus 7. And we can always check this again by multiplying that out. I think we saw that last time. I'm not going to bother with that. And hopefully this is a good review of factoring.